What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Marauders. Thank you all for joining the stream. Thank you to the new people who have joined. Um, Welcome to the live stream. Hope everybody's having a fantastic week. Trading, it is a short week this week, so it's a short week based on MLK Day, but still some trading going to be able to be done. On a positive note, it is earnings week, so it's the beginning of earnings week, which if you're new to trading, is just a week where a lot of companies give their earnings. This week, it's going to be a lot of the bank stocks or bank companies are going to be giving their earnings, and also we have an inauguration that's going to be tomorrow. So there's a lot of different things going on market-wise. So the inauguration and earnings week will definitely push the market in a different direction. So those are things to also keep in mind, all of which will help to the volatility of the stock market. So make sure you double check all the things that are going on in politics, because they definitely help move the market as a whole. But anyways, I hope you all are able to lock in some profits this week, even though it is a short week. And thank you all for joining. So this may be a little smaller or shorter live stream, just for the fact that there was no trading on Monday, just trading on Tuesday. So I'm going to be going over my picks for tomorrow, as well as reviewing some of the ones from the list that came out yesterday for today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First on here, we have ticker sign BAC for Bank of America. I posted on the Patreon page the actual different earnings that I was watching for this week, so I hope everybody was able to get that. That's something I'm going to probably start doing, just posting some of the earnings and some of the different numbers that you're able to get the earnings out there if you have time to just watch them. I think it's good for everybody to be able to, tune into those earnings. It's all public information, but definitely tells you, how a company is moving. And sometimes people may not know where to find the information, or if you don't care about the information, it's still there for you to look at. But I do think earnings definitely helps. Just get the tail end of one, give you some good information for the stock itself. But first of all, we have Bank of America, ticker sign BAC. They are still bearish at the time of this video. Moving average 10 is below 50 and 100. They did go up a little bit, so they went up and tested this moving average 50 line, which is the yellow line. So that's a good sign, in my opinion, especially considering how far down they had been going. If you look at the VWAP, it is below the moving average 10. So I would say they may still have potential to go sideways a little bit after that. But it was a positive sign that the stock price itself did test this 33.37 metric, and also ended on a positive note, even though it's 1 cent. So the end of the day at 32.77, and then went up 1 cent after hours to end at 32.78. Next on the list, we have ticker sign MS for Morgan Stanley. They are bearish as well, noted about moving average 10 being below 50 and 100. So that is this purple and yellow line right here. So moving average 10 being this red line below 50 and 100, purple and yellow line. VWAP is also down below the moving average 10. So looking for some sideways movement on them for tomorrow. But on a positive note, we can see that they did hit this 76.60 metric. So that's always a good level. They will have to test that again, as well as this 75.66 level of the moving average 50 and the 75.57 level of the moving average 100. But on a positive note, they did end green. So after hours, they had a rally of $1.36 to end at 76.35. So definitely going to be looking at them for tomorrow for some early morning movement, considering they had that 1.81% increase after hours. Next on the list, we have ticker sign GS for Goldman Sachs. They did touch $306.60. So overall, still bearish on them though. Moving average 10 is below 50 and 100. So those are my indicators. That's one of my indicators that it is bearish. But second indicator is on a positive note though. So VWAP is above moving average 10. So maybe it'd be some more forward momentum from them, since one of the indicators is positive. and the other one being negative. Then also another one that's not really an indicator, but something I look at as well. They did end $1.10 above their close, so they ended at $294.20. And then after hours, they had a small rally to $1.10 above where that close was to end at $295.30. So some positive momentum from those three after hours. So definitely going to be looking at them. Next, we have ticker sign FCEL, which has began a bullish run up. So I kind of expected that to happen for it to rally, getting closer to its earnings, as well as we have this Biden administration coming into office. And if you're not familiar with what Fuel Cell is, Fuel Cell Energy is a company that converts existing buildings and infrastructure to clean renewable energy. So it basically takes all the fossil fuels and replaces it with like hydrogen, and has a fuel cell, which the name of the company replaces it with fuel cell technology, and then outputs basically just air and water. So I think that technology at the time, even during the Trump administration, was kind of ahead of its time. But I think with a Biden administration, it'd definitely be one of the companies to look at. It definitely was one of the companies that was kind of overshined by Plug Power. Now, Plug Power made it to, CNBC, but, I think Fuel Cell definitely has similar technology. And if you want a cheaper option, I think Fuel Cell is definitely the better option, because after Plug Power got hyped up on CNBC, it kind of took off after that. But kind of essentially both are in the same niche. They did touch $18.32. Then they closed at $18.13. After hours, they went up 8 more cents to end at $18.20. But overall bullish, going to be looking for them to continue to grow, getting closer to their earnings. I think their earnings is going to be good as well, and especially their outlook for the future. They could definitely get a lot done with the Democratic president in office. So first confirmation, moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. VWAP is below moving average 10 at the current moment, but I expect that to go back above the moving average 10 probably when the market opens or getting closer to that earning date. Next, we have ticker sign CRNT, which they are bullish, noted by moving average 10 being above 50 and 100. VWAP is below the moving average 10, but we can see during the day it kind of gets really close and it jumps back up. So I think tomorrow it may potentially jump back up. It did touch $6.90 today, and then we can see that it ended at $6.46, closed 7 cents below to end at $6.39. So going to be keeping an eye on them. If VWAP can go back up, then I think it's going to be on a positive note. But overall, still a lot of good movement from this stock overall. Next, we have ticker sign AVGR for Avenger. Now they're rolling out their Tigrai, I think that's what they're calling it, Tigrai catheter. So a lot of good positive news from them on what they're doing. They have a product that they're basically, putting all their eggs in one basket on this one, which is not too bad for a company. They got approval, I think, on the authorization to use it. So I think they're going to continue with the rollout of that. And I want to see more updates on actual numbers of distribution for how many units they actually were able to sell and distribute. I think once that comes out, the stock will definitely go up way higher than where it currently is at. But at the current moment, I'm okay with this little momentum that it has based on its rollout of this Tigrai catheter system. So it is bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. And then we can see VWAP is below moving average 10, but I do expect that to go back up. It did touch $2.14. So overall, still bullish on the first metric. It may have a little bit of sideways running come tomorrow in the morning. On a positive note, they did end 7 cents above close to end at $2.03. So good in that regards. Next, we have ticker sign BNGO. And if you check out, I guess you can call it my old channel now, I made a video about BNGO. I think their technology is really good. I think they'll continue to be in the news for the technology. I like the company as a whole for a long-term projection. But, a lot of people day trade this one, so it may just be, continuously getting run. I think the way I've been seeing it is it runs up during the morning and then it kind of sells off during the afternoon, and that kind of is shown by the chart as well. you'll see a run up and then a sell off towards the end of the day. Run up, sell off, run up, sell off. But if we see as has gone on, that sell off is getting shorter and shorter. That sell off gap is getting shorter and shorter, which to me kind of indicates that people are going to be more long-term trading this one. But we see it close 99 cents below where it ended today, so I expect for it to potentially go and follow the same pattern until really, really major news comes out for them. So overall, they are still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So I definitely expect it to continue this pattern where it runs up. So if you like patterns and you want to trade it based on this pattern, it may be one to potentially look at just for a small gain for the different days going on. Next, we have ticker sign JNCE for Jounce. They are bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So definitely both indicators hit on that one. I am using the 30-minute chart, so if you're new to the stream, I do use the 30-minute chart, and this is Webull, so just bear that in mind. There are different chart systems out there, but these are ones that I like to personally use for analyzing stocks. If we see they did touch $9.74, so that is a very good metric in my opinion. They will definitely have to test that again. They closed at $9.63, and then after hours went down 28 more cents to end at $9.35. So that's not too bad of a metric. We can see right here they went up to $9.74 and fell all the way down to this $8.87. So having it fall to $9.35 is not really too alarming. I would like to see it test this $9.74 level again though. So closing at $9.35 is not really too alarming because that's like right at the moving average 10. So if it can bounce off this moving average 10, which is at $9.35, then I definitely expect it to go back up, and then want to see it hit this $9.74 and test that resistance level yet again. Next, we have ticker sign MBII. They went up to $1.65. They ended the day at $1.62, and then after hours went down 2 cents to end at $1.60 even. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, so it is bullish on the first indicator. Second indicator, it is bearish, which means VWAP is below the moving average 10. So maybe some more sideways momentum coming from them. They did end on a red note, even though it's only 2 cents down, but still a red note. So it may be a potential sideways momentum movement. Probably going to have to look at some more background information on them to see what they're actually doing in the company, which could fuel another run up. Next, we have ticker sign KTRA, which went up to $1.78. They closed at $1.66. Then after hours went up 6 more cents to end at $1.72. So I think that's a pretty good metric for them. They're bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. But overall, I would like to see it test this $1.78 level again. But ending at $1.72 is definitely a positive metric, having it only a 6 cent gap between where it hit its high for the week and where it actually closed at for today. Next, we have ticker sign LMNL, which is bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. And VWAP has just been on a crazy tear on this one. Shot up, gone sideways, shot up and gone sideways. But we could see a little consolidation pattern going on with this one. We see it runs up, goes sideways, then it has a spike, and then kind of dips down, does another spike, dips down, spike, dip down, and then we see this spike right here, and then dips down. So if it continues this pattern, most likely we can see this is on the 15th, this is on the 19th. So let's see where this spike began. So on the 14th, it started at $4.81. Then it went throughout the day. Had this spike at the beginning, so early morning on the 15th, and then went sideways, spiked up again midday, and then ended sideways. And then for open on the 19th, so for today it spiked up, then went sideways. So if we take this pattern and it follows the same one again, you may be able to take advantage of another spike up and sideways run. As long as you realize where the spikes begin, you may be able to take in and lock some profits in on a spike from them. So they ended at $5.59. Then after hours went down 11 cents to end at $4.48. But overall still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. maybe some more sideways momentum going from this one because VWAP is below moving average 10. Now jumping to the new ones that we have on here. First is Netflix. Netflix spiked up today based on saying, I think they said they had over 200 million subscribers, which is a fantastic number for them. There's been the stream wars, I guess you could say, which is Netflix, Disney, you have Hulu, Amazon has a service as well. So kind of the streaming wars has gone on. Netflix still, in my opinion, being number one just because financially their budget is outrageous for what they spend or are willing to spend on movies and different TV shows that they have, or I guess you wouldn't call them TV shows, different series that they have on Netflix. Their budget is high as well. Apple also has a service too, but overall, this stock shot up quite significantly after hours. So they had a week high at 509.25. Then they closed at 501.77, and then when that news came out, they shot up $61.43 to end the day at $563.20. So definitely going to be looking at this one. Keep my eyes out on this one for some movement for tomorrow. Definitely going to be looking at them. I think a lot of people may be piling into that one, and having it at this level right here, this $563.20, is not really too alarming of a rate. If we go all the way back to here, this 545 level, we have to expand the chart quite a bit. So we can see that level is significantly high. Going back to, what is this? Back to the end of the year, it is higher than where it ended the year at, basically, which it ended the year on a high note at 545.50. So this is starting off on a pretty crazy run up. So I would say if you jump into it tomorrow, just be cautious and bear in mind that it is at astronomical levels. Maybe an overreaction, but it is definitely at astronomical levels, closing at a level that high. Going to the next one, we have GM. Now GM's been on just a crazy, I guess, press release marketing ploy lately. But overall, a lot of good information has come out of GM. I think it was at CES they talked about Cadillac was trying to come out with a flying Cadillac, which I thought was interesting. They're doing electric vehicles for FedEx, so electric delivery vans for FedEx. So that's another interesting, marketing thing that they're doing, and I think it's for FedEx Express. And then today they announced that they're partnering with Cruise and Microsoft to do driverless driving. So, a lot of cool technology is coming out of GM. They later last year, towards the beginning of this year, they released their electric Hummer. They had a partnership with Nikola Motors, which kind of went south. So a lot of people really looked at GM as making bad decisions with the Nikola Motors partnership. But I think they definitely have recovered since then, in my opinion, and definitely are kind of solidifying, I guess, their automotive presence. To me, I think they're doing a lot more overall for EVs than Ford is doing, because I think Ford just has the electric Mustang, and then I think one more other electric vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, I think I like GM's portfolio a little better and what they're doing. Just personal opinion, but I think the company overall definitely has a bright future. So they touched $55.14, and then they closed at $54.84, and then went up 75 cents after hours to end at $55.59. So overall, pretty good metrics for them. They ended higher than their high for the week, so definitely be looking for some more momentum for them. Next, we have Microsoft, which announced that they're partnering with GM, so that's going to be a spike in volume for them as well. But Microsoft just been doing a lot of stuff overall as a company. And one thing that I think we should look at for Microsoft, and one reason why I have them on the list as well, is that this $217.45 level is kind of like a high from this dip. So I can't remember the exact name of the candle pattern, but I think it's called a cup and handle. I'm not really a patterns expert, I will admit, but I do know when a stock curls up, I always look for the level from the peak to peak level. So, it goes from one peak to another peak. That's always an important metric to look at. So 217.45 is very close to this 217.10 where it ended the day. So I'm going to be looking to see, that's a very important resistance line, that 217 level. If it can go past that level, then I'm going to be looking for it to hit this 220 level again. And then, some more positive momentum from then. But 217 is a very important, metric for the stock overall. Now, based on my indicators that I use, they are still bearish. Moving average 10 is only above the 50, but not the 100. But it probably will be tomorrow when the market opens, considering it had the 66-cent movement today. Next, we have ticker sign XPEV for XPEV, which represents a company named XPeng, which is another EV company. They touched $54.74 today, and then kind of went sideways after that. VWAP is below moving average 10, but they are still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. And then they went a little sideways after that. They ended at 53.84. Then after hours went up 5 more cents, ended at 53.89. So not going to be looking for too much more volume from them. I just thought it was interesting that they shot up from this 47.41 level that they were at all the way to 54.74. But going to be looking at some more press releases, because if there's an article that helped this momentum, I would like to know. Just didn't really do the due diligence on this one. Just looked at it for a volume spike and a price increase on this one. Next, we have ticker sign LXRX for Lexicon Pharmaceuticals. They are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. They did touch $9.40 on the 14th, so not too far ago, about 5 days ago. And then we see that moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, but VWAP is below moving average 10, so maybe some potential sideways movement from them. They ended the day at $7.94, which is still above 50 and 100, and then it went 7 cents down to end at $7.87. But I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on this one for a potential, some more potential movement from them. Next, we have ticker sign BW for Babcock and Wilcox. We can see that they are bullish, denoted by the moving average 10 being above 50 and 100. They did touch $5.30 today, so that's a very good metric for them. VWAP is below moving average 10, but it's been trailing the moving average 10 for quite some time. So, I wouldn't suspect that it wouldn't put it past me if that will go and break through this for the morning. So they ended at they touched $5.30 today, ended at $5.25. Then after hours went up 39 more cents to end at $5.64. So overall, they ended higher than their week high. So that's a very good metric. Going to be looking at them for some early morning movement for tomorrow. Next, we have ticker sign OBLG, which is the last one on the list. They are bullish, denoted by moving average 10 being above 50 and 100. VWAP is below moving average 10, but I do suspect that it goes up for tomorrow. Now, $4.65 was their high, and that's where they ended the day. So we can see, going to be looking for some more movement from them since they just became bullish on this uptrend for today. All right, now that's the list. Make sure you hit a thumbs up. Definitely helps the video. Make sure you check out my new channel, The Market Marauder Show. I'll be posting some more about penny stocks, options, and penny stocks under $1. And make sure if you have any questions, you drop them in the Patreon page or you drop them down here in the chat, either or. I thank you all so much for your support. It definitely means a lot to me. I'll try to get this watch list out to you all as soon as possible. And I hope you all have a great week of trading. Make sure you all watch the news if you're in the U.S. Or anywhere really. Watch the news, or if you can watch some of the U.S. news if you're not in the U.S. Because there's a lot of things going on with politics going to be in the news. I know President-elect Biden is going to be making quite a bit of moves as soon as he gets inaugurated. So those moves will definitely help, move the economy, and will definitely shape the way that these next 4 years will be treated. So a lot of things on his plate as far as economic recovery, COVID, vaccines, a lot of things really that need to be addressed. So gonna be looking to see how that stuff is handled, and that will definitely affect the market. So good luck to everybody out there trading. I'll see you guys next time.